Here in the Arizona Republican AZ Central newsroom, I'm Richard Rellis here with columnist Bob Robb. This lawsuit over healthcare in the prison system, a federal judge has given a consultant power to write a report with prescriptions on how to fix it. You're not very happy with the solutions proposed by the expert, Mr. Stern.
I'm not happy with the whole issue of how much are we going to pay and how are we going to deliver prison health care being in a federal court. I think those are issues that the state ought to deal with. And I do think that the report, while I don't question the expert, Mark Stern's assessment of the medical issues that he dealt with, and that is his background, his policy recommendations are logically flawed and ideologically biased. Arizona in 2009 decided to contract out the provision of healthcare services in the prisons. He opposes that, and he has some fairly silly things to say in claiming that that needs to be done away with in order to fix the problem. His main recommendation is that the system needs more money. And that's something that a federal judge can't solve. That the remedy for that rests with the Arizona legislature.
Right, and in the column you get into the machinations of his report, but it sounds like at the end of the day he's calling for two things that the judge can't do anything about. Divorcing the state from contracting out the healthcare system to a private entity and putting more money into the system.
Well, Stern actually recommends that the federal judge override the state law. I think that would be problematic and subject to reversal on appeal. But he says plainly that the main problem is that the system is underfunded. A federal judge can't order legislators to vote a particular way on a particular piece of legislation. So we're fighting this out, we're litigating it before this federal judge, where the solution lies with the Arizona legislature. And given how closely configured the legislature is, you only have to convince a handful of Republicans that it's important and they ought to demand that it's part of the next state budget, and it's done.
Right. And do you think, and with the surplus of money that they might have going into the next budget, it's possible, do you think this report will serve as that signal to lawmakers that they need to invest more money into the system?
The problem is that it gets confused by the fact that this is part of litigation. So the legislature can't be confident that if it legislates the amount of money, $74 million a year, that the consultant recommends, that the lawsuit will go away. If we could get rid of the lawsuit and just fight out the policy fight before the legislature, I think given the healthiness of the state's finances, there's a very good chance that the governor might recommend it and the legislature might enact it, and we could accomplish the result working through the democratic process rather than litigating in federal court.
Yeah, we have a few months left before the legislators get back in January. We'll see if it makes it into the budget or a proposal.